Welcome to Carly's Dark Corner. So, as you may or may not know, I am currently in an abandoned, like a farmhouse. It's a gorgeous house, absolutely stunning. Check out my, I guess, urbex type of video for kind of the full view of the house. But I thought I'd do a farmhouse inspired spooky story. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. This place had been abandoned for a while. The cold air froze objects in place. It had been forgotten, and the family had fled its warm embrace a long time ago. I was here to do and explore a paranormal investigation to seek out two famous ghosts. Two young boys, George and Harry, who suffered a suffocating fate. They were trapped in the chimney while their mother was long gone at work or shopping, but she wasn't in, she was out for the day and felt like she had left her boys with each other and they were safe. George convinced Harry that there were gremlins in the chimney, and after he told his brother Harry some exciting tales, Harry decided to take the lead on an adventure. He cautiously peeked in at the fireplace, but all he could see was darkness. And then suddenly there was a flapping noise. Harry turned towards George in awe. "See, I told you, it's the gremlins," George exclaimed. This pushed Harry forward and he entered the chimney. Harry squeezed into the cavity and placed his arms either side. He felt the cold bricks scraping on his hands, but nothing dimmed his excitement to see gremlins, these mythical creatures. The narrower the space became, the easier it was for George to travel upwards. So the narrower the passage became, the easier George found it to travel upwards. But as the space got tighter and tighter, his excitement turned to panic and he couldn't move. He cried and screamed, trying to struggle himself free. And after some time, George began to worry. He scurried over to the chimney and looked upwards. All he could hear was echoed whimpers, and this told him that his brother Harry was in trouble. The space was small and cold, but George had to rescue his brother. He placed his arms either side and urged himself upwards. But George was older than Harry, and he was a larger framed young boy, and so he became stuck well before he managed to reach his brother. George and Harry found themselves unable to move, and they screamed and cried and pleaded and sobbed, but their energy, they didn't have a lot left. What you guys perhaps didn't know is not only did the mother not return until later, but the boys, because of the struggling poor family, hadn't eaten already for 3 days. Maybe that's where she was. Maybe she was going to get food for them. But by the time she got back home, in the cold, dark night, the boys had stopped screaming, they'd stopped struggling, and there was no noise. So here I am, trying to connect with the young boys who lost their lives in a horrific way. So I'm here to see if the young boys' spirits come forward, and I'm asking them to make a noise. Did you hear that?